him on something that a big portion of the country and politicians disagree with when they barely got like a criminal rapist.
Yeah, and I think and that's my problem with the January 6th thing is I think that you're teetering the country, regardless of my personal opinions on it or your personal opinions on it, or Mia's, because we know she's very opinionated on it. Regardless
Mia,
of...
can you please... We're trying to talk here. If you could just...
Because you stop interrupting us.
You keep trying to interject with your own stuff. Listen, if you raise your hand if you have something to say, for fuck's sake.
Raise your... Don't speak
Kill
online.
your fucking selves!
So, regardless of our opinions on it, I don't think you can take him off the ballot because you're teetering this country on civil war. You can make whatever... And I don't think they should take him off the ballot. Let me be clear. I'm right of center. I'm not a Trump fan. I'd vote for him over Biden, but I'm not a Trump fan. I don't think you take him off the ballot. I actually think that someone that basically anybody else would probably have a better chance of beating Biden. But I don't think you can take him off the ballot because half the country, you can plead whatever argument you want to them. They're not going to accept that.
Well, I think it's a hat on a hat, basically.
Explain. Hat on a hat.
So hat on a hat means it's redundant. You're doing something that you're already doing, basically.
Sure.
So I think it's a hat on a hat because look at a state that did it, right? Like
Colorado. He's not going to win Colorado.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're taking him off a ballot, a state he wasn't going to get anyways. If you take him off Pennsylvania, that matters. You take him off Ohio.
Michigan. Yeah.
That matters. You take him off of Colorado.
Nope.
You take him off of California. It doesn't change a damn thing.
Actually, that might work better in his favor.
1,000%.
They spend no money there.
Oh, 1,000%.
They're like, we can't. There's no one going to vote for us in California. No one going to vote for us in Colorado. They can't. Okay, let's take even the small amount of money we had, and now let's throw that at Pennsylvania. Now let's throw that at Arizona.
Well, and now he's got a talking point.
Yeah.
They're trying to silence
They're going to martyr
me.
him.
Yeah. So
it is. It's seriously. It's like the people in charge are daring people to elect him because they're martyring him. And when the average person sees this going on, the average person can see that, hey, this isn't cool. You're taking your top political opponent off the ballot as he's beating you in the polls.
And people, and it shows that people on the left are scared of this guy.
They are.
Don't have faith in Biden.
The establishment is. I think because there's a lot of Republicans that don't like him too.
No, right? Yeah. The people. I'll refine this. The people who want to take him off the ballots.
Yes.
Don't have faith in Biden.
No.
Because if they did, they'd be like, yeah. Try to vote for him again. See what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
You got a better candidate.
That's exactly it. If Biden were winning by 20% in the polls, do you think they'd be taking him off the ballot?
Of course not.
Absolutely
not. Of course
not.
not. They're trying.
They'd want him.
They're trying to nickel and dime. Listen, if they take him off the ballots, the argument of stolen election
absolutely
re-enters stronger.
Oh yeah, you can't. I mean, at that point, you have to prove that it wasn't stolen.
Now, do you think there's any validity to them going, listen, the 14th Amendment clearly states...
I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to pretend to be.
If you read the actual...
What's the clause? Mia's got her civics book here.
I think it's 14.3.
Section... Oh, yeah, it's the first Google result. Here, I'll pull it up and read it. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state, and I just lost the Google preview, what were you going to say? State legislature, or as an executive or judicial officer of any state. So it doesn't say federal, it says state.
No, but it did say elected president.
Oh, it says you can't be elected. So that's where it gets weird, and this is why to support the Constitution of the U.S. shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid to comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may vote by 2/3 of each house to remove such disability.
Okay. So
sorry, go ahead.
So the first part of it is the part. Okay, so 2/3 vote to reverse it.
Sure.
That won't happen.
No, that's out of the question. Couldn't get 2/3 of Congress to vote to save a puppy from getting hit by a train.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Yeah.
So that goes there, or there goes that part. The second part is can't get elected. It's weird phrasing because part of you goes like, well, does it make the votes void, or can they get rid of him off of ballots?
Right.
You know, like is it somebody's job to do before the vote, or does it just nullify the vote?
I didn't even think. Could you imagine if they said? Could you imagine? I mean, yeah, I didn't
they
even think
ruled
of
that
that.
his votes were
If
null.
they removed him from the ballots, that's one thing. But imagine if he wins and they say, nope, not gonna do it. 14th Amendment, you're out, dude. There'd be a fucking civil war.
So that would actually. So there's the second part, and then and that one is I just don't know how that's interpreted.
It's all weird.
But then the part about, I mean, starting an insurrection, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty much, I think, the thing that it's hinging on is, do you believe that Trump
that's what it comes down to.
was January 6th an insurrection?
Mhm.
You could pretty argue it's kind of that's true.
You
right?
could argue. It's weird. It's weird because I don't know. January 6th on its own, I don't think was an insurrection. You can make the argument that there were certain people who engaged in it, the people that rushed the Capitol, right?
Right.
So the
yeah.
guy with the question is, what's Trump's involvement? Because Trump wasn't there. Trump didn't tell anyone to go there.
But
It
some
was
of the things he said kind of would lead people.
But then you're playing with fire. Because
Right,
at
yeah.
what point, I mean, because if he's responsible that somebody misinterpreted something he said, then I mean, technically everyone could go to jail that has any type of platform.
So that's the problem, right? Is
Yeah.
like, is there a strong enough link?
I don't think there is. I think you have to beat him fair. I
Yeah.
think that's if the Democrats want, they have to beat him fair. And the wording on this is weird too. So you have no person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office. So you can't hold any office in the country if having previously taken an oath, and this is what it says, if you've you can't hold any of those offices if you have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress, an officer of the United States, a member of a state legislature, or executive or judicial officer of any state. So it doesn't say federal executive.
Any federal congressperson or
Right, but he
official.
wasn't a congressman.
No, or official. I think it was federal congressman
So it's
or
officer.
official.
So
Or
officer,
yeah,
means
yeah.
member of the military. So if you're a general, you can't, or an
Yeah.
officer within the military.
I guess it really does. I don't know when the 14th Amendment was written.
3 days ago.
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
That's when most people heard about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you ask
So
the
I
average
wonder when-
person, I believe it was 1993.
Well, that's pretty recent. Okay.
How long ago?
I'm looking.
14th Amendment.
68.
Oh, 60. Okay.
1968. But like,
Well,
recent
it was
enough.
written for the Civil War. That's why they wrote it. Was
No,
because there were
sorry,
people.
1968.
What's that?
1968.
Or the insurrection. Let me see. Insurrection clause. Civil War.
14th
I know.
Amendment was adopted on July 9th. Oh, fuck. 1868.
Yeah. So
God.
they had. That's what I thought.
How are
So
both of us dense, dumb morons?
because we're comedians and people listen to us for serious political takes.
1868.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at me like that for? She rose her hand. What did you want to say?
I didn't raise my hand. I was just looking at the 14th Amendment.
What does
in
it say?
My civics book. Not any of this stuff that you guys are
Oh,
talking
because there's multiple
about.
clauses to it, so
Yeah,
there's a bunch of
it's-
sections.
it's
so you're
long.
at the first part.
It kind of was.
Oh, because this has nothing to do with any of
Yeah.
that.
So
Maybe
they
they're all making it
they
up.
put it in after the Civil War to prevent people during Reconstruction that had tried, loyalists to the South, that had tried to overthrow the Northern government.
Yeah.
So like people that shot Lincoln,
Right.
people like that. And
started a civil war.
yes, I mean, you're talking extreme shit. You're talking people that took up literal arms against the president, like that
Right.
kind of shit.
Yeah, I just don't think this argument is strong enough.
I don't either. That's the thing. If you're going to take on a guy that's got that much of a following,
Yeah,
you
that's-
better come correct.
That's yeah. Oh yeah, it's gotta be pretty clean cut and dry.
Yeah.
Like, hard to see it any other way.
It can't be interpreted. It can't be, oh, somebody could have misconstrued something he said. Because, I mean, basically what they have, the center argument that I'm seeing right now, because he is on video saying go home. He's telling people to be peaceful, before the shit broke out.
Right.
The center point that I'm seeing is that he didn't call in the National Guard soon enough. And
Yeah, it's not
that's
enough.
not insurrection.
Right.
That's bad leadership.
Yeah,
but
oh, yeah,
doing
no,
something
it's-
stupid doesn't mean you're guilty of insurrection.
Right.
That's
Even if he meant to call him in late, that's not even enough.
No, it's not. He mismanaged the crisis. Now, there is evidence, and I know a lot of my audience is going to get mad at me. There is evidence that he took advantage of the situation to play to his hand. But again, that's not full-blown insurrection.
Well, and it's like this dude being an asshole who abused his power.
So every president ever?
Right. Isn't enough to
Yeah.
It's not just enough to be like he was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Who was a piece of shit in this moment.
Yeah.
You can't. Because, like, I don't know anybody who would really be like, no, this was a great moment for Trump.
No, it was not a good moment.
This will go down in history as one of his finer moments.
No, it was a bad moment. It wasn't 9/11. People need to relax. But
right,
no,
but it definitely is not like a shining point in his presidency.
Yeah.
But having a bad moment in your presidency where you didn't act the best way, you didn't manage things the right way. Yeah, it's not enough to get you taken off a ballot.
No, that's exactly it. Is if you think he's this bad, go out there and sell it to the American people. Let's go out there and sell it. We're not, unfortunately for some of these people, we are still a representative republic. So the daddy government doesn't get to come in and tell us what's good for us. They don't get to say, oh no, you don't get to vote for him. You don't get to vote for him. That's not how this works. We still have rights. And like it's like you said, there's not a strong enough case there, and that's the kind of thing that if you're going to, that's like accusing someone of a horrible, heinous crime. Like if I name dropped someone and said that person is a pedophile, I better have some fucking proof,
or do it off air like we just did.
Yeah, or do it off air. Like, yeah, but I mean, who's gonna sue me for that, right?
Right.
But no, like if I'm gonna name drop somebody successful and famous and say that guy's a kid fucker, I better have some receipts.
Well, yeah, and it only. All it would do is it's one of those things where it's like you either get him, or it blows up horrendously.
Well, it's like Joe Coy. Like you better connect when you take that swing.
It's not going to be null. Like it's not going to be we didn't get him, nothing happened. Like you're either going to get this guy, or it's gonna be a way bigger issue coming back at your face. So it's like. I guess just kind of stupid for them to think that they had something there, and then obviously all the backlash. It's like, what the fuck were you doing?
It's going to backlash because I think the average person sees this and is like, this is too far. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.